is Nur Syahira binti Sa'ad.
Malays taboos. The Malays are a race that has many customs and beliefs and taboo that have been passed down through centuries from their ancestors. This taboo is applied from parents to their offspring in order to preserve it as a virtue and a lesson. The traditional Malay food I choose is nasi lemak. Nasi lemak is very yummy. Do not take a bath at night, you will get the fluid in the lungs. Actually, the old bathroom was outside the house and the road to get there is dark. You will bring troubles for others by walking on a thorn and being bitten by a poisonous animal. But when you get home from work or outside, don't neglect to take a bath and you will emit a sour or acidic odor from your body. This is example of culture and Malay taboos.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Rashida binti Mahaburkan. So I'm going to explain about the traditional clothes of Malay culture. One of the main ethnic of Malaysia is that Malay, which is that has their own traditional clothes. For females and males is different. For males, is called as baju Melayu, and for females is called as baju gurung. For the males, a loose tunic paired with the trousers, which is the long trousers, and a sarung, which is called as samping. They also wear their traditional hat, which is known as kopia or songkok. Then for the female is a full or long sleeve blouse and a long skirt, which is called as kain. The skirt is also pleated at one side. This attire is also accompanied by a scarf on their head. One of the Malay taboos is that women cannot sing in the kitchen. Then they will marry someone who is older than they expect. The reason is actually to avoid any kind of accidents that could be happen in the kitchen, which means that the woman might be careless whenever they are cooking in the kitchen.
Greetings sir, my name is Tashni Magalavan. As for my part, one of Malay festival is Hari Raya Idul Fitri. During that time, the streets are filled with ketupat leaves and fairy lights. There's a joy in the air and everybody seems to be wonderful, well dressed. Yes, it's Hari Raya time. Hari Raya Idul Fitri is an annual celebration festival marking the end of the month of Muslim fasting. Also defined as Ramadan Hari Raya Idul Fitri, is a time of forgiveness and celebration. Moving into Malay taboos, one of Malay taboos is black cat as a bad sign. For example, when a Malay walks along a road and suddenly a black cat crosses in front of them, they quickly take a different direction or turn back. They won't face the direction where they see the black cat, because Malays thinks that black cat as a bad sign is a danger sign. Malays like cats, but they prefer other color rather than black color, because their belief, it's Malay beliefs that black cats, it's a sign of danger. So when they see the black cat, they should avoid the direction or they take a different direction to go. That's all from me, thank you.
Hi, my name is Mega Azira. So I will explain a part of Malay wedding. So we have three basically. First is merisik, secondly is engagement, and thirdly is nikah as in the poster. So as for the merisik means when the family of the man pay a friendly visit to the family of the woman whom they have in mind as his potential to be bride. Alright, so secondly, as I mentioned, is engagement. So what is engagement? Engagement is basically a formal ceremony to get married. It's like the promises between the couples to be together in the future. It's kind of promises lah. Okay, the last part is nikah, as in the poster has mentioned nikah. So what is actually nikah? Nikah is basically the actual Muslim wedding, which is kind of legal contract that both the couples, which is the bride and also the groom, give consent to as they enter into the marriage. Alright, so basically we all know, right, what is merisik, engagement, and also nikah, because that three is the basic in Malay wedding. Alright, so we're gonna proceed to the Malay wedding tables. Alright, actually we have a lot of tables of the wedding in Malay, but I will going to explain one of that, which is not date or meet up before 40 days before the wedding day. Alright, so basically the couples are not allowed to date or even meet up for 40 days before the wedding day. But then in this generation, talking to the phone like Skype and also in phone lah kan is allowable, but not a physical meetup. Physical meetup is not allowed. Alright, so the reason is because to avoid a higher risk of loss and increase the longing for each other, which is will lead to a greater impact of love on the day that the couple will meet, which is on their wedding day. Okay, so yeah, I think that's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Nurul Shafika binti Muhammad Syamsuzaman Chin, and I am going to present about the Malay's traditional games and one of the taboos that we have chosen. We chose congkak as our traditional pastime. Congkak has been around for millennia, and it is a game that the Malays play in their spare time. It is made of a wooden board with openings through which you can play by inserting rubber seeds or marbles. And one of the taboos that I personally chose for the list is one should never sit on a pillow, or it will result a big swelling in their bottom. This is meant to discourage children from sitting on a pillow, because that is where we put our heads down when we go to sleep. So it would be so disrespectful to do so. It also reminds me of my mother that used that taboo to prevent me of doing certain kind of things. That is all from me. Thank you.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Norena Asmisa binti Asmil. So for the last taboos is, don't let the plate and our hands dry after eating. It will be difficult to get sustenance. These taboos often happens nowadays. After eating, we will talk with friends or family until our plate and our hands become dry. In fact, the ancient prevent us from letting the plates dry after eating, because the process of washing our hands and our plates will be difficult. It will be difficult to scrub and wash it later. So for the conclusion is, in conclusion, each race has various taboos and their own beliefs. Prohibition has been practiced since generation for the life of a race, such as prohibition of marriage, birth, daily practice, dates, and so on. This is used as a method to deliver lessons and educate the communities to practice the good values in their life. Malay community are the community that still strongly adheres to custom and taboos. This is because Malay are a society that does not easily forget their traditional elements that have been their practice since ages. Therefore, every race needs to take responsibilities to preserve every taboos and belief of their respective races in order to be able to inherit tradition tradition that provided many benefits and goodness in their respective lives. The continuation of these taboos practice is aimed to preserve Malay manners and culture so that they are not lost to the time. So that's all from us. Thank you.